What's going on, guys? My name is Aldenero and welcome to another episode of my Leicester City career mode. This is episode 95, so we are just 5 episodes shy of the century 100 episodes, which is going to be absolutely amazing. I don't really know why I'm hyping it up so much. I just think it's incredible to have 100 episodes done, really. I think I've said that several times as well. But we start this episode off with the second leg of the game against Borussia Dortmund, in which we actually drew 1-1 in the first leg against Dortmund. Funnily enough, that at the King Power Stadium. This is for a place in the semi-final of the Champions League, which would make it the furthest we've gone. I think it was Chelsea who put us out in the quarterfinals last year, but it may have been the semis. I'm pretty sure it was the quarters though. But in the 7th minute of this game, Hector Villalba giving us the lead with an amazing strike with his left foot, and I was delighted with that because I was absolutely gutted when Piszczek scored that goal against us in the 90th minute at the King Power Stadium. So it was really good to get some immediate retribution and respond to that goal just 7 minutes into this game. And in the 24th minute, the ball comes to Deandre Yedlin on the right hand side. He plays it to Zivkovic, who sees his shot saved by Hugo Lloris in the Dortmund goal. Then Dortmund came forward just after the half-hour mark with Mkhitaryan on the ball, doing really well to create a chance and amazingly managing to miss the target from such a short distance. I couldn't believe that myself. But in the 38th minute, Dortmund came forward once more with Nuri Sahin on the ball, playing a good 1-2 with Ginter before getting into the box and volleying it expertly into the back of the net. Well, it just crossed the line. I had to look at the replay and use my expert camera skills. If anyone saw the last episode, you'll know what I'm talking about. But Sahin's shot did indeed cross the line. I'm going to show you some replays of that goal because it was actually a really fucking solid goal. The 1-2 with Ginter was perfect. The low chip through ball for Sahin to catch it on the volley was immense, and that is a class goal from Dortmund, which levelled the tie overall, meaning that extra time and penalties would be necessary if there were no further goals in the game. But we didn't want that to happen. We wanted to wrap the game up pretty quickly, and Hugo Lloris's fingertips expertly saving this shot from Villalba. You'll see how close this was and how good of a save this was from this angle. A sublime save by Lloris, and in all honesty, I haven't seen much of that in FIFA 15, so it is good to see the goalkeepers reacting in a realistic way. And in the 57th minute, Villalba comes forward once more, a couple of fake shots to beat Subotic, and his shot was saved by Hugo Lloris once more. And Tom Ince's volley actually went straight wide. It didn't even take a deflection, so that was his effort, which is pretty shambolic in all honesty. But approaching the 75th minute, Hector Villalba once more trying to cause trouble for Dortmund, going incredibly close with the finesse shot towards the top corner of the net. Then Dortmund got a corner kick 8 minutes from time with the ball being swung in towards Sturridge. It was cleared away, but only as far as Marco Reus on the edge of the box. He plays it to Sturridge, who sees his efforts saved by Jack Butland in our goal, and the ball gets cleared away only towards Reus once more, with Subotic playing the ball into Schmelzer, who gets a good kind of opportunity here. He was very lucky with the chance. All he had to do was turn the two defenders, and his left-footed strike smashed off the post. Then we went into extra time in the game, meaning that any goal in this period would mean that penalties would be impossible. But Joel Campbell, remember him? Remember we nearly signed him and we lost out to Dortmund in the first season? He nearly scored for Dortmund, and then 2 minutes later we came forward with Zivkovic on the ball, doing quite well to create some space in midfield and passing the ball into Hector Villalba, who lets the ball run and holds on to it himself. He gets round one defender, plays it into Bertrand Traore, who finishes with the right foot, the finesse shot into the near post, beating Hugo Lloris, who seemed unbeatable up to that point, and Traore scoring the away goal to see us into the next round of the Champions League, because Dortmund would need 2 goals in 15 minutes in order to progress, and we knew that wasn't going to happen because we parked the fucking bus, and nobody can begrudge us that opportunity. But we win. We're into the semi-finals of the Champions League. I've always maintained in this season that we will be judged by our performance on the Champions League overall as opposed to the league. A double with the league and the Champions League would be incredible, and we could add the treble to it, you know, if we call the Community Shield an actual cup, even though most people see it as a friendly type thing. But we go into our next game of the episode. This was against Tottenham Hotspur at White Hart Lane, and they've always been a team who we struggle to play against, but we always seem to beat, so I wasn't too worried about this. When Emre Can's strike in the 2nd minute, you would imagine that would set the tone of the game, but unfortunately not. This was an incredibly dull game. Gonzalo Higuain's shot in the 19th minute, though, forcing a spectacular save from Jack Butland in our goal. A really good save from him and a really good effort from Higuain. Here's the replay. Just struck it first time with his left foot, and Butland's save, he really had to be on point to save save that. Then in the 23rd minute, DeAndre Yedlin was part of the dispossession of Benoit Asuekoto, who amazingly is rated 86, by the way. He's a glitch player. But DeAndre Yedlin comes tearing down the right-hand side of the pitch. He gets round Kirikez inside the box and left foot strikes it into the back of the net to give us the lead. I thought that was an incredible goal from DeAndre Yedlin. I thought, like, it really reminded me of Soren Giamra, if anyone remembers him. He was a regen right back who we had at our Aston Villa career mode in FIFA 14, and he just reminds me of Yedlin. He's got the pace and kind of that flair going forward. But that's how that game ended. As I said, it was a very, very dull game. A 1-0 victory for us at White Hart Lane, which we will take. We need to accrue as many points as possible, obviously, between now and the end of the season if we want to catch Chelsea. Does anybody have a save on FIFA 15 career mode where Chelsea aren't the dominant force in England, like anybody? Because I've read a lot of comments about your career modes, and I love reading about other people's career modes, and most people seem to say that Chelsea are the team to beat. But we go into our next game. This is against Aston Villa at the King Power Stadium. Villa are a strange team. We seem to sort of shift the balance of power between us and Villa season to season. This season we beat Villa. The season before we beat them twice, but the season before that they beat us twice. But 4 minutes into this game we took the lead with a really well worked goal. I thought I was really happy with this goal and the way that it went. Just some simple move down the right hand side, and it was Jonathan Gomez's cross into Hector Villalba to give us the lead. Obviously we didn't want to play a full team in this because the next game that we have 2 days following this game is going to be in the Champions League, and I'm not going to tell you who my opponent is. I'm going to save it for the next episode. You guys will find out who we're against in the next episode. If you want to take a guess, though, and leave it in the comments section, that'd be pretty cool to read. I know it'd be very difficult to do without a kind of example or a blueprint of the tournament tree to see how it is. But if you want to guess, that would be pretty cool. In the 18th minute of this game, however, Silla's strike was saved by Jack Butland and put wide for a corner kick. Then we came forward a few minutes later. Aston Villa came forward a few minutes later, once more, 9 minutes after, in fact. But Carlos Sanchez on the ball. He plays it into Brian Ruiz, who is dispossessed, but Villa win possession back. Loughton plays the ball into Vyman, whose strike was very good and saved by Butland. Then 2 minutes later we came forward with Baraki picking the ball up on the left hand side of the pitch as he comes forward from fullback. His cross finds Villalba, whose header has to be just saved by the goalkeeper because it was heading into that top corner. Then a few minutes later it was Villa coming forward with Gardner on the ball. He plays it into Luna, who finds Brian Ruiz. He plays it to Vyman, who goes to Benteke, who finds Brian Ruiz. And I tell you what, if like Brian Ruiz is still playing for Aston Villa in 5 years from now, I'll buy everybody watching this video a mint and chocolate chip ice cream cone, because I find it ridiculous that they just don't change their teams. It's only something that's just started to annoy me now that we're 5 years into the season. But from kickoff, as a result of that goal, we wanted to respond immediately, and Villalba came forward trying to take everybody on and doing a really good job of it, seeing his strike saved at the near post by the Villa goalkeeper. I'm not sure who they even have in goal, if it's Guzan or somebody else. But in the 41st minute the ball comes into Vyman and he gives Villa the lead, and they actually do complete their comeback within the space of 5 minutes. A pretty good 2-goal double salvo, if anyone remembers that cliche from the Football Manager series. Look at Vyman's back right here. What the hell is going on? He looks like he was leaning against a railing for too long, and his back is now permanently disfigured, so that's a shame for him. But we come up to the hour mark with the ball coming into Vyman once more, who had a really good strike, and it was saved by Jack Butland once more. Butland is a really, really good keeper, I have to be honest. But we come up to the 70th minute of this game with Gardner on the ball as he takes it out to the left hand side and goes back to Yoris Okore, who is actually heading to a different club at the end of this season. He signed a pre-contract agreement, I think it was with PSG or somebody. But Benteke gets into a great position and wastes his chance, perhaps rather surprisingly, because he's quite good with the finishing on this game. We come to the 75th minute with Jenkinson on the ball. He plays it out to Bertrand Traore on the left hand side. He does a pointless Ronaldo chop, but takes it round Gardner with the momentum that he built from that, and sees his shot saved. Unlucky not to score there, I think, and we were unlucky not to get anything out of that game as we succumb to our 4th defeat of the season overall. And I was pretty annoyed because I thought that we had Villa, really. I thought that we had Villa's number, and I thought that we knew how to play against Villa. But I think since the patch, I've sort of forgotten how to play against certain teams. And here's a look at the league table. As you can see, we're in 3rd place. But we do have to play Man City, and we still have to play Chelsea, and we have a game in hand over Chelsea. So it's as simple as this. If we win our remaining 6 games in the league, we win the league, and nobody can stop that from happening. It's still in our hands, and that is a very important thing. But I want to make one quick note. about the fact that my gameplay has changed slightly since the patch. A lot of people are saying that moving to Man United wouldn't be a good idea because I've already played these teams and I know how to play them, but that's no longer actually true. I don't know how to play them anymore. I have to change my tactics slightly. The game against Tottenham was not the usual type of game that it is, for example, and just the way that we approach certain games has changed now as a result of the patch, and I think I'd like to channel the energy or whatever it is to learn how to play it since the patch with Manchester United, because I just think I can do a great job rebuilding them. And as you can see from their lowly position in 6th place, they're not going to make the Champions League this season unless there's some kind of miracle on their part, and I want to take over Man United and manage them. But that is the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. That would be much appreciated. I've been El Dinero. Thanks for watching.